Hi everybody, how's it going today? So today I wanted to do a quick video, kind of long, but trying to be quick, on how to, what sort of counters are available for Medusa. This is going to be strictly Mystic Champions, the Mystic Champions with the class advantage that can take down Medusa. Now I will say that I did forget someone very important, and don't worry, they are featured at the end of the video. We won't say who yet, but yeah, they'll be there. And we'll just get into it. They're ranked 1 to 5, and then as far as just my opinion on who's better than the others, but you know, I think each person has their own personal preference, so don't take the ranking too seriously. All of these people are counters to Medusa, and there are more counters to Medusa that are not part of the Mystic class, but we'll focus on these ones for now. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So the first counter for Medusa that I want to show is the Hood. I do think he's one of the best, if not the best, counter to Medusa right now. With the stagger and the fate seal on the special 2, it's just really, really impressive, and he's able to keep her from gaining practically any furies the entire fight. And he can go invisible, which will help you prevent taking sort of block hits in the worst cases like that. You know, a lot of those are going to miss, and you can just sort of keep her staggered, and the Mystic Dispersion is going to get fueled by these staggers, so you can end up putting the next Fate Seal on and getting your Mystic Dispersion, and you're almost back up to a special 2 before you know it, and you can sort of just keep that going. And you stay invisible a lot of the time too. So there's my special 2 again. Staying invisible. The staggers are actually healing me when they get applied. And then when you're not invisible, you're actually stun immune. So if for some strange reason you can't figure this out and it's not working for you, you can always swipe back and pretend to, or go invisible, and then on that cooldown, you're not going to be using, you're not going to be able to be auto blocked and stunned. So it's just something to think about. And as we get through this, and she's able to be shocked, nobody's shock immune, and he's just a good champion, I think, for this Medusa counter. He does, I think, yeah, it's hard to say if he does more damage than Mephisto, but that's who we're going to get into next. Okay, so Mephisto has the added benefit of completely shutting down Medusa's fury gain. Like, she cannot gain furies. And also he has the added ability of kind of not being killable, because he has this regen that sort of happens. The thing, if you don't want to worry about with Mephisto, is he doesn't do as much damage, and you're going to want to build up to that special 3 and get the permanent, you want to get that permanent aura of incineration. And so during that time, Medusa is not going to be building up furies at all, and the reason is because his, whatever that is, soul imprisonment or whatever, it prevents Medusa from gaining furies ever. It stops the initial ones from coming on, and it also stops all following furies. So he's actually very good. The only issue he has is he's just kind of slow, takes a lot of ramp up damage, and right now Medusa's you know, they're on a timer. You can time out, so you want to be careful about that. So we'll use the special 3, we'll get some more damage going. Okay, so obviously you can't parry an Alliance Ward, but this is just a duel to show. I didn't even get the permanent. I'm not really sure how that works, actually. Should have been more obvious. Yeah, I think actually she needs to have a certain amount of power before you, when you use the special 3, in order for that to work. And so, yeah, it's just, Mephisto's a great option for Medusa. He's probably the best, but I'm gonna go with Hood just for now because I like how easy he is to use, and how you don't really have to change your playstyle at all. We're gonna try this again. think she needs to be at 2 bars. I can't even get her to 2 bars of power right now. Okay, here we go. This might kill her though. Tiny Medusa. Yeah, you can see this fight took a lot longer than the Hood fight. And so I'm going to go with Hood for now. But Mephisto, guys, if you have him, great option. Also, he's really good on defense though, so I'm not sure if you want to sacrifice your defense to bring Mephisto. But yeah, he's also very good with Blade synergy. So there's that to keep in mind. Okay, the next counter I want to show is Scarlet Witch. I think she's... The next few counters are sort of all in line. I don't really have an order, and I don't know. It's hard to say. I'd say Scarlet Witch is better than the next ones. But she is able to keep Medusa's Furies down with her crit nullify ability. And it's a little random. It's kind of hard to plan out. You can't always rely on it. But... you know, if you do enough, you're gonna keep her down, sort of, and you know, you might have to sort of back off if she does get the 3 Furies at one point. But you can always use special 1s or special 2s with a higher crit chance, and she is gonna be doing a lot more damage than some of these other champions. It's kind of a risky game you're playing. Because if she does get up to those 3 Furies, you gotta watch out. But you do have the option of getting these Furies, the cruelties, the stun locks. Scarlet Witch is still an amazing champion, does a lot of damage. Now right now what I'm doing is I'm just going to save my special 3 for when I need to nullify, you know, 2 Furies, and it seems like I don't really need that to happen. So let's see here. Let's see if I can nullify again. Okay, I can't, so I'm going to use the special 3, which nullifies all buffs. And we'll start back over from 0 here. But you can see the time is definitely fast, you know, it's Scarlet Witch. The only issue with Scarlet Witch, what you're going to find is it's actually a pretty big problem, and that is that she's not available as a 5-star. So these 565 Medusas you're going to find in Alliance War, like, that's going to be a big gap to overcome. You've got Challenger rating in there, you've got the node of the boss, and it's just not always going to work out for you. But she's a good option anyway. Okay, so the next counter to Medusa, the next Mystic counter is actually Doctor Strange. He also has the problem of only being available as a 4-star. But he does have the slight advantage that you don't really have to play any differently. All you have to do is hope those counter spells work. And eventually, they're not going to work. She's going to eventually build up. But it could take a while, and he's also able to Fate Seal, so what you can do is you can build up to a special 3 like I'm doing now, and then you can kind of wait for enough counter spells to fail, and eventually you'll find a use to launch that special 3. So right now I'm getting pretty lucky, all the counter spells are working, and she's staying below 3 Furies. Okay, so now she's above 3 Furies, and I'm going to just Fate Seal her to get rid of those. We'll hit into her block. She's getting willpower. That's not good for us. It'll be a little bit even worse in war. Okay, so I'm on the nullify stage, so I'm going to nullify one of those and counterspell the other one. Dodge the special 2 if I can. Doctor Strange's damage is not stellar, but he does have the semi-reliable regen that you can sort of use during that one phase. So she's got living strands again, and I think I'm going to bait the special 1 and then use the special 3 here and nullify those. Okay, so she launches her special 1, and just to reiterate, this Medusa can be parried. I'm not trying to show perfect boss fights right now with no parry, but okay, so I wasn't able to counterspell 1 in the middle of her living strands being up, and keep doing that, so she's kind of teetering on being able to parry me. and not being able to parry me. So I was able to use the special 2 to nullify her. Doctor Strange just has a variety of tools he can use to counter Medusa, and you know, he's not great, but he's definitely not a bad option either. And for anybody who really likes using Doctor Strange still, I'd say go for it. I'm a little, if it's a 565 Medusa on the boss node, I'm definitely sketched out by that. I don't think I'd take Doctor Strange because he'd be a 550. But if it's like, if he's in your team for some reason, maybe you have a good reason to bring him for some other nodes. And yeah, he can be used to take out some smaller Medusas. Maybe they're not so scary. And there she goes. So that was, I think that might have been the longest fight so far in the series, but it was doable. It was pretty manageable. I was talking the whole time, and yeah, didn't have to worry too much. So the next one is a little bit. These are all Mystic champions, by the way. The next Mystic champion that I'm going to be using is, okay, so the last option I'm going to show in person is Magic. And she's definitely not perfect for this. It actually has taken me a couple tries. But she is somebody who's very common in your Alliance War attack teams. And she's going to be able to do some decent work on a Medusa. She might be able to solo the Medusa. She might not be able to solo the Medusa. But either way, you're going to get some decent work out of Magic. And that's because of her nullify abilities. On her special 3, she's able to nullify all buffs, including and do bonus damage versus all those buffs. And with Mystic Dispersion, what you're going to end up having is the special 3 pretty quickly. You're going to have to play around the first set of Furies, and then you're going to wait until she has 3 Furies again. It should also be mentioned that Magic's specials do not give the enemy power, so even if she's almost at 3 bars of power, you can launch the special 3. So I nullified all those, did some nice bonus damage, and yeah, now I'm getting to the next set of Furies. Now I'm going to have to play around these while they expire. I can nullify one of them with the special 1 if I wanted to. But I'll wait till I have those expiring. Okay, so those expired. I'm gonna build up to my special 3 again while these next Furies sort of become available on Medusa, and I'll launch my special 3 as soon as they start to expire. I'm doing some nice bonus damage with the special 3 there, and Medusa's having a hard time keeping those Furies active. And I'll nullify the last buff there with the special 1 and finish it off. So Magic's not perfect. She's definitely the trickiest of the 5 that I've shown here, and we definitely have some honorable mentions. And actually, I think even one of the mentions I'm gonna show is Morningstar, and I think she's actually better than some of the options I've given here. But it's hard for me to show it because I don't have. You have to build up souls. So anyway. Let's get all right, in this video we're focusing on Mystic champions, so I wanted to give some honorable mentions here. I think the number 1 would be Morningstar. If you're able to build up to 4 souls I think is all you need. Her special 2 becomes unblockable, and what it actually does is nullifies all the buffs and does huge bonus damage. She's available as a 5-star, has decent prestige, you know, very, very, very good Medusa counter. If you haven't seen Yeet OS's war video with his Morningstar versus the Medusa boss, it's pretty epic. So we'll take that. Honorable mention as well would be where the hell? Oh, Ghost Rider. There we go. Ghost Rider has a couple of ways to Fate Seal, and it's actually a decent way to get around Medusa, but it's just hard for those. It's just hard to maintain, and boss fights with Ghost Rider are extraordinarily long. Mordo, if you're not going up against the boss, he can completely evade the retaliation from auto block, so getting parried is not a big deal. Mordo's not gonna work on the boss though, because he has True Strike. The boss will always have True Strike. And a super, super low down the list honorable mention would be Jane Foster. Jane Foster is able to apply 2 staggers with 1 heavy attack. I cannot see you using this anywhere, but yeah. I want to also mention Loki. Loki is actually very good at punishing those Furies by stealing them and maintaining them. He just doesn't do a lot of damage, and also a lot of people don't have him ranked up in order to fight the boss. But anyway, that's the Mystic Champions, the best 5 counters in my opinion. And so yeah, we'll leave it at that, and maybe we'll do some other classes counters to Medusa. I think she's like one of the most popular bosses at the moment. So, and she's also one of my most annoying fights. So I like to get some info out there on how to deal with this mean lady. We'll see you soon in other videos, guys, and take care. Alright, as soon as I said Loki at the end of that video, I thought, you know what, he's probably really good against Medusa. He's much better than what I was giving him credit for. So he's got the power that builds up, and you're actually going to have to spam your special one even more than you want because of Mystic Dispersion. So I can just keep stealing these, and the way Loki works too is he's going to steal the actual buff, not it's not going to be like an equivalent Fury for him. He will get Medusa's Fury, which might end up making him do like a crazy amount of damage. You can see I'm starting to hit for pretty hard here, and I want to move Loki higher on the list because of this. This is insane. Actually, this is potentially better than all of the other champions. Maybe not Hood or Mephisto. So if you see this in the middle of the video, well, you'll know why, and if you don't see it in the middle of the video, if you see it at the end, you'll also know why. Loki is a monster for killing Medusas. Absolute monster. That was really cool. That was a lot of fun, and so I'm gonna definitely make Loki part of the top of the list there. So anyway, that'll wrap that up for that'll wrap whatever section this is, and we'll either carry on or end the video.